Mia spent years loving Daniel like he was the only oxygen in the room. She forgave late replies, broken promises, and nights where he chose space over her tears. When he finally left, he didn't say goodbye. He just stopped showing up. No closure. No explanation. Just silence and a phone that never lit up again. For months she blamed herself. She rewrote every moment in her head, wondering what she could have done better. Been prettier, been calmer, been less too much. But something strange happened in the quiet he left behind. The first night she cried herself to sleep. The second night she went for a walk. The third night, she made herself dinner and ate it at the table instead of the bed. Days turned into weeks and slowly, her life stopped orbiting around a man who didn't bother to stay. She got a new job. She started journaling. She met friends who actually replied, who listened, who didn't make her feel like loving her was some heavy favor. She even caught herself laughing at a joke and realized with surprise, I didn't think about him once today. And that was the day he texted, "Hey stranger, I miss you." Her heart stuttered, not because she still loved him, but because the old version of her, the one who would have dropped everything just to see his name, felt so far away now. He called, his voice soft, familiar, full of the same charm that once convinced her to accept the bare minimum. He said he'd changed. He said he was confused back then. He said losing her had been his biggest mistake. He wanted to meet just to talk, just to clear the air, just to see where things might go. Old Mia would have put on her nicest dress, rehearsed apologies for things that were never her fault, and gone running back, believing his sudden nostalgia was proof of love. But this Mia? The one sitting in her own apartment, paying her own bills, waking up without that heavy ache. She felt something new, calm. They met at the same cafe where he'd once kept her waiting for an hour and called it traffic. This time she arrived late on purpose, because she had finished her work first. She walked in not with shaky hands but with steady steps. He stood up, that same crooked smile, acting like no real damage had ever been done. "You look good," he said, eyes scanning her like he still had a right. "I know," she replied, and even she was surprised at how naturally the words came out. Not arrogant, just factual. She did look good. She felt good. Not because he was there, but because she had rebuilt herself without him. He talked and talked. About how much he missed her. How nobody understood him like she did. How he couldn't sleep thinking about her. For a moment, she listened and almost fell back into the old rhythm. The one where his feelings mattered more than her bruised heart. But then she remembered the nights she stared at the ceiling, wondering why she wasn't enough to stay for. She remembered his busy days while she was begging for one call. She remembered apologizing for her own sadness while he rolled his eyes and said she was too emotional. So she did something she had never done before with him. She interrupted. "Daniel," she said quietly, and he stopped mid-sentence. "I'm glad you realized what you lost. I really am. But I'm not something you come back to when the world gets lonely." He blinked, confused. This wasn't the script he expected. "I know you miss how I made you feel," she continued, her voice steady. "But I don't miss how you made me feel. I used to think you not choosing me meant I wasn't enough. Now I know it just means you weren't capable of loving me right. Mia, come on," he said, reaching for her hand. "We can try again. We were good together." She gently pulled her hand away. The difference this time? She didn't cry. She didn't shake. She didn't ask him to understand. She understood herself enough. "We weren't good together," she said. "I was just good at ignoring how bad you were for me." There it was. The truth she'd been afraid to say out loud, now sitting calmly between them like an uninvited guest. He laughed awkwardly, trying one last time. "So that's it? After everything? You're just done?" She thought about the version of herself who would have clung to those words, "after everything," like proof that what they had was too big to walk away from. But now, everything meant something else. Every tear, every doubt, every lonely night next to someone who made her feel alone. "Yes," she said simply. "I'm done. Not because I hate you. Not because I want you to hurt. I'm done because I finally love myself more than the idea of you." She stood up, grabbed her bag, and for the first time in years walked away from him, not hoping he would follow, not praying he would call, not imagining some dramatic airport scene where he'd finally choose her. She walked away knowing she had already chosen herself. On the way home her phone buzzed. Messages from him showed up. Long paragraphs, old promises dressed in new words. She read them with a strange, peaceful detachment and then did the bravest, quietest thing she could do. She deleted the chat. Then she deleted his number. Then she smiled.